Slow with the dough. We are making apple Tarte Tatin. Oh. Hello everyone and welcome back to Huckberry Kitchen. I am your affable host and chef, Matt Jennings. If you've never had Tarte Tatin, I'm gonna walk you through it today. Super simple. It's a one-pan dessert. Everybody can do it. We start by making our own pie dough, which if you haven't done, is a skill that you should definitely master. We start with a 1.25 cups of sifted all-purpose flour, full tablespoon of sugar, a pinch of salt, and of course, what's pie dough? Oh, we've just added some. I'm getting a head start. What's pie dough without butter? So this is just 8 ounces or 1 stick of cubed, unsalted butter. And then we're gonna basically stick our hands in there and start doing what's called cutting in the butter. This is gonna help form the gluten structure that we need for this pie dough, so don't be afraid to get dirty. So what we're going for are pea-sized granules. You can see it's starting to come together, right? That butter's just melting enough, but holding its structure. The last step in this is adding some ice water. So I've got some super cold water here, just a little drizzle, just to help bring it all together. You don't want cubes in there, so don't drop those. Look at that. We've got a dough coming together. Imagine. This is our pie dough. This is exactly what we wanted to go for. It feels nicely hydrated. You can see I leave a thumbprint. It kind of remains. So I'm gonna move this to my board and start rolling it out. But before I do that, I wanna make sure that I put down a little sprinkling of flour so that it doesn't stick. You like that flour toss action? You want another sexy flour toss? I wanna work with this kind of quickly because if it gets too warm, it's gonna start to fall apart, right? Nice and slow. Not too aggressive. Be gentle with your dough. Go slow with the dough. Slow with the dough. Can we get some like really sexy music in the background right now? Oh, there it is. Slow with the dough. All right, pie disc is wrapped. I'm gonna put it in the fridge. So what I'm using here are Honeycrisp apples. Now these are actually just from outside in the orchard, but you could use a few different varieties. You just wanna make sure they're really firm, okay? You could pickle these up with a little vinegar, pulse them in your food processor and turn them into relish. Now I'm going to cut my apples. So basically I wanna go roughly in a third. I'm just gonna squeeze 1 lemon. What that's doing is acidulating them to make sure they don't brown. Now it's time to make our caramel. All right, I got my cast iron pan, nice low even heat on that. I'm gonna go ahead and add my cup of sugar. Waiting on my sugar. Now the thing about caramel is you gotta be careful because it goes from 0 to 60 really quick. So you don't wanna burn it. So make sure that that temperature is nice and low and steady and that you pull it off the heat just in the nick of time. Okay, you can see the sugar's turning color here to this beautiful brown hue. What I wanna do is turn the heat off, let it sit. I've got some diced cold butter here, about 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna put that right in, whisk it in. That's gonna stabilize the sugar, cool it all down, and preserve the color. So I've turned my burner back on super low. The caramel's in the pan. I'm gonna add those apples now and cook them down a little bit. So now I'm just gently folding my apples in. It's gonna feel like the caramel's seizing up because of that temperature fluctuation with the apples, but don't worry about it, it'll come back together. Let's go roll out our dough. So for this dough, you wanna go about a 1/4 inch thick. Okay, let's check those apples. They're looking really delicious. And what's happened is that my caramel's kind of loosened up, that butter's all melted, everything's kind of coming together. The apples are starting to break down and get soft and a little caramelized on the outside, but not fall apart because we chose really dense, firm apples. At this point, it's really important that you turn all these apples face side down and you wanna kind of begin to overlap them a little bit, right? What that's gonna do is begin to create what will become the top of your tart. Oh, look at these. Look at those bad boys. Okay, now it's time for the piece de resistance. See, I threw in a little French because, you know, it's a French recipe and you know what I mean? Here we go. Now, what's really crucial here is that we tuck this pie dough in around the corners. I want to just cut a couple little slits so that the steam has a place to escape. Now it's into a 400-degree oven for about 25-30 minutes. Now there's our Tarte Tatin. We're gonna let this sit for about 30 to 60 minutes, and then I'll show you the reveal. What we want to do is flip it upside down while it's still warm but not hot. Let's see. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Oh, I'm gonna be happy. Are you gonna be happy? You're gonna be happy. Ready? And that is the perfect Tarte Tatin. Oh, that crunch of that buttery crust underneath. I sprinkled a little sea salt on mine because I'm a freak like that. I like a little salt on my sweet, but it's time to eat. Oh my God. Damn, I'm good. If you want any of these recipes, go to huckberry.com, check out the journal. They're all there, like always. I'm Chef Matt Jennings. From my farm to your table, deliciousness. Keep it yummy, my babies. Can you say Tarte Tatin? Tarte Tatin, Hank? Tarte Tatin? Get the fuck out of here.